This is chapter 28. In the silence of the night, something was about to break. Inside the school, the students waited in quiet tension. They had submitted a petition to establish a Spanish language academy, but no response came. Whispers filled the halls. Uncertainty, fear, and impatience began to grow. Suddenly, a rumor spread like wildfire. Students were being arrested. Fear erupted. In seconds, panic gripped the campus. Books were dropped. Doors slammed. Students ran in every direction, unsure who would be next. From the shadows, two figures watched. Simoun, calm, calculating. This chaos was part of his plan. Beside him, Basilio remained silent. He had seen too much, and now he saw the fear in his fellow students' eyes. Doubt crept into his heart. Instead of easing the fear, the Governor General made it worse. He ordered harsher punishments. Instead of justice, he chose oppression. Power now ruled over reason. The people saw what was happening and stayed silent. No protests, no resistance. Fear had silenced them. Their voices, once hopeful, were now quieted by power. And in that moment, silence was louder than panic. The fear had taken hold not only of minds, but of souls. Simoun's plan moved forward, while the people, the youth, and even the youth who once dared to speak still, the people who once stood with pride, now bowed their heads, not out of loyalty, but out of terror. Simoun's plan marched forward, its gears turning in the shadows, as the world around him froze. Not because the people believed in the system, not because they lost the will to fight, but because they had been taught, painfully, that speaking up meant suffering, that hope was dangerous, and that silence was the only safety left. Once their voices rang with dreams of freedom. Once their hearts burned with the fire of change. But the system was relentless. Fear did not shout. It whispered, creeping into minds, seeping into souls, until silence became survival. Silence is not always a sign of peace. Sometimes it is the cry of souls that are tired, wounded, and stripped of hope. When fear takes over, even the strongest voices fall silent. And when fear becomes part of daily life, the fire of change begins to die. This lesson reminds us that a society ruled by fear slowly loses its future. The youth, who will be the light and hope of the nation, are forced into silence, avoidance, and blindness. Not because they lack dreams, but because the weight of oppression is too heavy to bear. But the most important lesson here is this: a nation must never allow fear to decide its future. Silence in the face of injustice only clears the path for complete defeat. True freedom is not just about the ability to act, but the courage to speak, even in danger, even against power. If everyone chooses to stay silent, nothing will change. If the youth surrender to fear, there will be no next generation brave enough to resist. And so the golden lesson is this: in every moment we choose silence in the face of what is wrong, we also choose the slow death of freedom, of truth, and of hope. Let us never forget, silence may feel safe, but it is also how injustice survives.